Chapter 6 for the course AST1. We will discuss analyzing consumer markets. The learning objectives are that will sequence the steps of the buying decision process for consumer markets. So we begin by understanding what are the 5 stages in the buying decision process for consumers. The first is you recognize what the problem is as a customer. The second step is you seek information from sources such as a personal and a commercial sources. Then you evaluate your alternatives. That is, you process competitive brand information. Then you make a decision to buy the brand. And finally, you are going to go ahead and experience what is called the post-purchase behavior. That is the customer satisfied or dissatisfied with the purchase? In summary, consumer behavior is influenced by 3 factors: cultural, culture, subculture, and social class. Social, reference groups, family, and social roles and statuses. And personal, age, stage in the life cycle, occupation, economic circumstances, lifestyle, personality, and self-concept. Research into these factors can provide clues to reach and serve consumers more effectively. 4 main psychological processes that affect consumer behavior are motivation, perception, learning, and memory. To understand how consumers actually make buying decisions, marketers must identify who makes and has input into the buying decision. People can be initiators, influencers, deciders, buyers, or users. Different marketing campaigns might be targeted to each type of person. The typical buying process consists of the following sequence of events: problem recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, and post-purchase behavior. The marketer's job is to understand the behavior at each stage. Consumers will not necessarily go through the buying process in an orderly fashion and make skip and reverse stages and alternative between going online and offline. The attitudes of others, unanticipated situational factors, and perceived risk may all affect the decision to buy, as will consumers' levels of post-purchase product satisfaction, use and disposal, and the company's actions. Consumers are constructive decision makers and subject to many contextual influences. They often exhibit low involvement in their decisions, using many heuristics as a result. What are the 3 factors that influence consumer behavior? The 3 factors are cultural, social, and personal factors. What falls under the cultural factor of consumer behavior? Culture, subculture, and social class. Give an example of how social factors can influence consumer behavior. Reference groups, family, and social roles and statuses can influence consumer behavior. For example, a person's buying decisions may be influenced by their reference group's opinions or their family's preferences. What are the main psychological processes that affect consumer behavior? The main psychological processes are motivation, perception, learning, and memory. How can marketers use research into cultural factors to reach and serve consumers more effectively? By understanding the cultural values, beliefs, and preferences of their target audience. Marketers can tailor their marketing strategies and messages to resonate with the culture of their consumers. Describe the typical buying process. The typical buying process consists of problem recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, and post-purchase behavior. What are the different roles that individuals can have in the buying decision process? Individuals can be initiators, influencers, deciders, buyers, or users in the buying decision process. How might marketers target different types of people in their marketing campaigns? Marketers can tailor their marketing campaigns to target different types of people by understanding their roles in the buying decision process and addressing their specific needs and motivations. Can consumers go through the buying process in a nonlinear way? Yes, consumers may skip or reverse stages in the buying process, and may alternate between online and offline channels. What factors may affect the decision to buy? Factors such as the attitudes of others, unanticipated situational factors, perceived risk, post-purchase product satisfaction, use and disposal, and the actions of the company may all affect the decision to buy. Are consumers influenced by contextual factors in their decision-making? Yes, consumers are subject to many contextual influences that can impact their decision-making. What is low involvement in consumer decision-making? Low involvement refers to situations where consumers have little personal interest or engagement in the decision-making process and may rely on heuristics or mental shortcuts to make choices. What are heuristics? Heuristics are mental shortcuts or rules of thumb that consumers use to simplify their decision-making. How do attitudes of others influence consumer behavior? The attitudes of others can shape consumers' perceptions and preferences, and influence their buying decisions through social influence and conformity. What is post-purchase behavior? Post-purchase behavior refers to how consumers use, evaluate, and dispose of a product after the purchase has been made. How can marketers use post-purchase behavior to enhance customer satisfaction and loyalty? Marketers can engage with customers post-purchase, address any issues or concerns, and provide a positive experience to enhance customer satisfaction and encourage repeat purchases. How do consumers make decisions when they exhibit low involvement? Consumers with low involvement may make decisions quickly, relying on heuristics or previous habits rather than extensive information processing. Give an example of how marketers can leverage social influence in their marketing strategies. Marketers can use testimonials or endorsements from influential individuals or celebrities to leverage social influence and persuade consumers to buy their products. What role does memory play in consumer behavior? Memory plays a role in how consumers remember information about products, brands, and past experiences, which can influence their future buying decisions. How can marketers use learning principles to influence consumer behavior? Marketers can use techniques such as repetition, reinforcement, and association to facilitate learning and create positive associations with their products or brands. What is perceived risk in consumer behavior? Perceived risk refers to the consumer's subjective assessment of the potential negative consequences or uncertainties associated with a purchase decision. How can marketers address perceived risk to encourage purchase decisions? Marketers can address perceived risk by providing guarantees, warranties, or trial offers to reduce the consumer's perception of risk and increase their confidence in making a purchase. Give an example of how personal factors can influence consumer behavior. Personal factors such as age, occupation, lifestyle, and personality can influence consumer behavior. For example, a person's age may affect their preferences for certain products or brands. How can marketers use personalized marketing messages to influence consumer behavior? Marketers can tailor their marketing messages to individual consumers based on their personal characteristics, interests, or previous interactions to increase relevance and effectiveness. What is the role of motivation in consumer behavior? Motivation refers to the internal drives or desires that lead individuals to engage in certain behaviors, including buying decisions. How can marketers appeal to consumers' motivations? Marketers can appeal to consumers' motivations by highlighting the benefits, emotions, or aspirations associated with their products or brands. Describe the role of perception in consumer behavior. Perception refers to how individuals interpret and make sense of the stimuli they encounter, including marketing messages and product attributes. How can marketers influence consumers' perception of their products? Marketers can influence consumers' perception through product packaging, branding, advertising, and other marketing strategies that shape the way consumers perceive their products. What is the difference between a consumer's evaluation of benefits and costs? Benefits refer to the positive outcomes or advantages that a consumer expects to receive from a product or service, while costs refer to the negative aspects or sacrifices associated with the purchase. How can marketers increase customer perceived value? Marketers can increase customer perceived value by enhancing the benefits offered by their products or services and or reducing the costs or sacrifices associated with the purchase. How can marketers leverage reference groups in their marketing strategies? Marketers can use reference groups to influence consumer behavior by showcasing testimonials, endorsements, or social proof from individuals or groups that are admired or respected by the target audience. Give an example of how social roles and statuses can influence consumer behavior. Social roles and statuses can influence consumer behavior by dictating the expectations and norms associated with certain roles. For example, a person in a professional occupation may be more inclined to purchase high-quality, professional attire. What is the importance of understanding consumer behavior for marketers? Understanding consumer behavior allows marketers to create more effective marketing strategies, target the right audience, and meet the needs and preferences of their customers. How does consumer behavior research help marketers? Consumer behavior research provides valuable insights into consumer preferences, motivations, and decision-making processes, which can inform marketing strategies, product development, and communication tactics. Give an example of a marketing campaign that targets different types of people involved in the buying decision process. A marketing campaign for a family car might target parents as the deciders, children as influencers, and car enthusiasts as initiators or influencers. How can marketers utilize online and offline channels to reach consumers? Marketers can leverage online channels such as websites, social media, and online advertising, as well as offline channels such as traditional advertising, events, and retail stores, to reach consumers through multiple touchpoints. What is the importance of post-purchase product satisfaction? Post-purchase product satisfaction is important as it can influence future buying decisions, word-of-mouth recommendations, and customer loyalty. How can marketers use storytelling to create emotional connections with consumers? Marketers can use storytelling techniques in their advertising or brand messaging to create narratives that resonate with consumers' emotions, values, or aspirations, thereby establishing a stronger emotional connection. Give an example of a loyalty program that can help build customer loyalty. A frequent flyer program offered by an airline, where customers earn points for their flights and can redeem them for free flights or other travel-related benefits. How can marketers personalize product recommendations for consumers? Marketers can use data analysis, customer segmentation, and personalized algorithms to provide tailored product recommendations based on individual consumer preferences, past purchases, or browsing history. What is the role of memory in consumer behavior? Memory plays a crucial role in consumer behavior as it affects how consumers recall and evaluate past experiences, brand information, and advertising messages, which can influence future buying decisions. Give an example of how marketers can create added value for consumers. Marketers can create added value by offering additional services, warranties, or extended support that go beyond the core product or service, providing an enhanced customer experience. How can marketers use customer feedback and testimonials to build brand advocacy? Marketers can encourage customers to provide feedback and testimonials about their positive experiences with the brand, and then use this content in their marketing efforts to build brand advocacy and trust. What is the role of lifestyle in consumer behavior? Lifestyle refers to the pattern of behaviors, activities, interests, and opinions that characterize an individual or group. It can influence consumer behavior by shaping preferences, product choices, and brand affiliations. How can marketers use customer segmentation to target specific consumer groups? Marketers can divide their target market into smaller segments based on demographic, psychographic, or behavioral factors, and then develop tailored marketing strategies to effectively reach and serve each segment. What are the benefits of building strong customer relationships? Building strong customer relationships can lead to increased customer loyalty, repeat purchases, positive word-of-mouth referrals, and a competitive advantage in the market. What is the role of motivation in consumer behavior? Motivation is the internal drive or desire that leads individuals to take certain actions or engage in specific behaviors, such as making a purchase. Give an example of how marketers can provide exceptional customer experiences. Marketers can train their customer service representatives to deliver personalized and attentive service, promptly address customer inquiries or concerns, and go above and beyond to exceed customer expectations. How can marketers measure customer loyalty? Marketers can measure customer loyalty through metrics such as customer retention rate, repeat purchase rate, Net Promoter Score, NPS, and customer satisfaction surveys. What are some benefits of implementing loyalty programs? Loyalty programs can incentivize customers to continue purchasing from the company, foster repeat business, increase customer retention, and provide valuable data for personalized marketing efforts. How can marketers use customer relationship management, CRM, to build loyalty? Marketers can use CRM systems to track and analyze customer interactions, preferences, and purchase history, enabling personalized communication, targeted offers, and proactive customer support. What is the role of brand advocacy in building loyalty? Brand advocacy occurs when satisfied customers actively promote and recommend a brand to others. It can enhance loyalty by expanding the brand's reach and credibility. Give an example of how marketers can build emotional connections with customers. Marketers can create emotionally resonant advertising campaigns, share authentic brand stories, or engage customers in social causes that align with their values, fostering a deeper connection. How can marketers use customer feedback to improve loyalty? Marketers can collect and analyze customer feedback to identify areas for improvement, address concerns or issues, and continuously enhance the customer experience, thereby increasing loyalty. What role does self-concept play in consumer behavior? Self-concept refers to the beliefs, values, and self-perception that individuals have about themselves. It can influence consumer behavior by shaping brand choices and preferences that align with one's self-identity. How can marketers differentiate their products or services to enhance loyalty? Marketers can differentiate their offerings by highlighting unique features, quality, or value propositions that set their products apart from competitors, creating a compelling reason for customers to remain loyal. Give an example of a company that has successfully built customer loyalty. Starbucks is often cited as an example of a company that has built strong customer loyalty through its focus on delivering a consistent, personalized experience and offering rewards through its loyalty program. How can marketers leverage influencers to build loyalty? Marketers can collaborate with influencers who have a strong following and credibility within their target audience to promote their brand, create brand awareness, and build loyalty through the influencer's endorsement. What is the role of trust in building loyalty? Trust is a fundamental element in building loyalty. By consistently delivering on promises, providing reliable products or services, and demonstrating transparency, marketers can foster trust and increase customer loyalty. How can marketers address customer concerns and resolve issues to build loyalty? Marketers should establish effective customer support channels, actively listen to customer feedback, and promptly address any concerns or issues, demonstrating their commitment to customer satisfaction and building loyalty. What is the role of word of mouth in building loyalty? Word-of-mouth recommendations from satisfied customers can significantly influence the buying decisions of others and contribute to building loyalty by creating positive perceptions and trust in the brand. Give an example of a company that has implemented a successful loyalty program. Amazon Prime is a notable example of a successful loyalty program that offers members exclusive benefits such as free shipping, access to streaming services, and early access to deals. How can marketers create memorable experiences to build loyalty? Marketers can focus on creating unique, memorable experiences at various touchpoints, such as personalized interactions, special events, or surprise and delight moments, to leave a lasting impression and foster loyalty. What is the role of customer satisfaction in building loyalty? Customer satisfaction is a key driver of loyalty. When customers are satisfied with their experience, they are more likely to remain loyal, make repeat purchases, and recommend the brand to others. How can marketers leverage customer testimonials to build loyalty? Marketers can showcase positive customer testimonials and reviews through various channels, such as websites, social media, or advertising, to build trust, credibility, and loyalty among potential customers.